calculate it for a 1099 independent contractor, it's not on, even if you don't have payroll, you can still apply for this as a 1099, and they calculate it based on your 2019 net income on your tax return. And the reason why is because the way that self-employment tax and Social Security works is if you're a 1099 sole proprietor, you're paying Social Security on the net income of your business. And so they're counting that as part of wages for the purposes of this PPP loan. So no, it doesn't count if you're paying 1099s, but those vendors, if you want to help them stay afloat, send them this information so that they know that they can access this capital too. And they haven't been clear on how they're going to calculate the forgiveness. I have a feeling what they'll do is they'll ask for accounting records and bank statements to see what your net income was during that 8-week period if you're truly a sole independent contractor, and then they'll forgive whatever that income is during that period. So that's been a big contention, and now we finally got some clarity from the Treasury Department.
Awesome. Couple more questions. We'll finish up in 5 minutes.
This question comes from Dina Moench and many others. What programs are best for the sole proprietor?
Yeah, so that element of the PPP, it's depending on your net income, it's going to be not a huge loan amount just because it's 2.5 months of your net income capped at 100,000. So that's basically one employee's maximum. So I would really look at on those is going for that disaster loan, because you can get a income to debt service coverage ratio of 1.25, basically meaning your debt payments can be up to 80% of your net operating income. So you can get and with that payment on 3.75% interest over 30 years, you can get a pretty sizable amount of capital with that disaster loan. So that is where I would go. And then I would make sure you're looking at the payroll tax credits, any net operating loss elements you had, and really doing proper tax planning to make sure that you minimize your taxes this year, and try to access the other elements of it as well, of the bill as well.
Great. Couple more.
This question comes from Michael Gaber. What if you are a new business and revenue has not ramped up yet?
So that is a tough one. So if you're a brand new business, meaning you went into opening on March 5th, I haven't really seen a lot of guidance on that. What they're looking for, if you've been in business for less than a year, they are taking your numbers based on January and February. So they don't need a full 12 months. They're getting you a little bit of break there on the January and February, but I don't know how they're going to calculate the FTE equivalent. I think they'll just use that period. So that's how they're calculating the payroll. And then the same thing on the disaster loan, they're looking at not your annual net income, but just those last couple months of net income. And so that's what they're trying to do for these businesses who, well, like the coffee shop client that I shared earlier, had just bought a second location at the end of January and then had to shut it down. It's terrible. But so that's what they're trying to do with getting capital to those types of businesses.
2 more questions.
Okay, this question comes from Steve Karekis. Do actual payroll costs include just the salary or all of the taxes businesses have to pay as well?
So payroll taxes are not included. It's the salary, but it is. So I guess to clarify that question is income tax withholdings don't impact the loan amount. So if someone's wage is $5,000 and their net check is $3,000, the loan amount isn't on the $3,000, it's on the $5,000. But the payroll taxes aren't included in the payroll calculation. It's just gross wages for the employee.
And somebody's asking, I think you've answered it this way, but they're saying, so owners, small owners with K1s can apply for themselves, right?
Yeah, so they can apply for themselves. It is still going to be based on their officer salary for the calculation and then what they pay, but you can pay yourself as an owner through this. So they're wanting to keep Social Security funded, basically, is one of the other goals here. And so when you pay yourself as an S corporation through W-2, that counts as wages during the forgiveness period and the loan maximization.
One more question.
This question comes from Jeff Muse and many others. Are there any incentives for landlords that own properties and have tenants not paying rent?
Yeah, so this is part of the program. So you've been affected. That's part of the disaster. They're going to get you capital. They're going to look at your payroll, and that is considered a business. These landlords that are struggling, it is considered a business, and they're definitely putting those right up at the top of the pile because, and that's part of why the rent is included in the forgiveness. They're wanting to keep landlords, afloat too, because that could dramatically destroy the economy if suddenly everyone who held real estate isn't collecting rent. So that's why they're encouraging this on the forgiveness period, and then they're just looking at that. They're considering you a business if you're a landlord on the disaster loan piece.
Well, I hope that's answered some of your questions. We'll, again, our whole goal today is really simple, just trying to support you as business owners. We're in the same boat, all of us together. We want to take care of our people. We want to grow our business. We want to get back to where we are. How do you do it? Get out of fear, educate yourself in that area, make decisions in there, apply whatever the government's telling you to apply. Of course, live by those rules, but don't let fear be the dominant force. 2, look around and see if there's opportunity to invest. Even if you're tight, this might be a place to do that. If you've been educating yourself, and we've given you access if you want to pick up Unshakable for no cost to you, just shipping and handling, or you can go pick it up and pay full price at the bookstore or at Amazon, wherever you want. But I just want to give you solutions that we can never do in a short period of time here. And then the purpose primarily here, and we'll repost here, has been what is available and how do you take advantage of it to get you through the next 90 days, perhaps, to where the light might be, and then simultaneously be in the system, at the top of the system as soon as you can. So if they do expand it, you can take advantage of that already. Your numbers are in place with the bank and so forth. And so hopefully you've got somebody who can do that for you. If not, I highly recommend Tyler. I'm taking no income from this. This is not a play on my part. And I asked him to figure a way, since he couldn't do enough of all of you individually, they could do for you collectively, but still give you the personal attention. And so his 90-day plan to give you all the resources you need and coach you and show you how to get through it is $495 a month for 3 months. So, and I hope you found this to be valuable today. Tyler, thank you for taking the time with everybody. And let's start Tyler's contact info one last time too, for people who might want to work with him. And say to all of you, stay strong, live with passion, and God bless. We'll see you soon.
If you're interested in expert tools and turnkey advice to ensure your business gets the most benefits available, check out Tony and Tyler's Business Owner Stimulus Kit at www.rescuesmallbusiness.com. This 90-day interactive program will help simplify and expedite your path to completing the government loan application process, and also show you how to redesign your financial plan, pivot your revenue streams, and manage your ongoing cash. That's www.rescuesmallbusiness.com. The Tony Robbins Podcast is directed by Tony Robbins and produced by the Tony Robbins team. Special thanks to Tyler McBroom of